Welcome everyone. In this session, we are going to learn how to connect a Node.js application to MongoDB and then insert a document into a collection. So before writing the program, we need to install the MongoDB driver. So this can be done by opening the terminal in our project and then executing the command npm install MongoDB. So why we need this command is by default MongoDB does not know how to communicate with the MongoDB database. So this MongoDB package provides the necessary driver that act as a bridge between our Node.js application and MongoDB server. So once this package is installed, we can use its classes and methods to establish a connection and then perform database operations such as inserting, retrieving, updating, and deleting documents. So now let us go into the program. So the first line, const, within curly braces we have used Mongo client equal to require of MongoDB. So this require statement will give dozens of classes, methods, and variables. So we don't require all the things. So only Mongo client classes required to specifically use that class. We are giving curly braces and the exact class name which is returned from that MongoDB package. And then second line, connection string. So const a variable name equal to MongoDB / localhost and then 27017. So this localhost indicates that the MongoDB server is running on the same computer as our application, and the default port 27017 will be used by MongoDB. So this connection string tells us the application where the MongoDB server is located so that it can establish a connection. After specifying the connection URL, we define the database name. Here we are using test user. This is the database that our application will use. One interesting feature of MongoDB is that if the specified database does not already exist, it will automatically create it when the first document is inserted. So this saves developers from having to create databases manually. And then the next step is to create a Mongo client object using the connection URL. So think of this object as a bridge between our Node.js application and MongoDB server. So at this stage, only the bridge is prepared. So the application has not yet connected to the database. So the actual connection will take place a little later. Now we define an asynchronous function named run. Database operations usually take some time because they involve communication with an external database server. So instead of making the entire application wait, JavaScript provides async and await keywords to perform these operations asynchronously. This makes the code easier to read and ensures that each operation completes before moving to the next step. So inside the function, we are having a try block. So the purpose of this try block is to safely execute the database operations. There may be situations where MongoDB server is not running, the connection string may be incorrect, or there may be some network related issues. So if any such problem occurs, JavaScript immediately transfers the control to the catch block. So we can exit gracefully without crashing the entire application. The first operation inside the try block is connecting to MongoDB by calling client.connect. So since establishing connection will take time, we are using await keyword. So this ensures that the program waits until the connection is successfully established before executing the remaining statements. After establishing the connection, we select the required database using client.db function. And for this function, we'll be passing the database name which is required for our program. Since in a database, we'll be having multiple collections. So we have to specify the required collection name. And then The next step is you are going to insert some document into the collection. So for that we are using insert one method. So this document contains one field named name, and its value is xxx. If the user collection does not already exist, MongoDB creates it automatically when the document is inserted. So this is another advantage of MongoDB. After inserting the document, MongoDB automatically creates a unique ID for it. So this will act as a primary identifier. This primary identifier ensures that every document stored in the collection can be uniquely identified. If any problem occurs while connecting to the database or inserting the document, execution immediately moves to the catch block. Here we use console.error to display the error message. We need to use meaningful error message that helps the developers quickly identify and resolve problems during development and testing. Whether the operation succeeds or fails, the finally block will always get executed. Inside this block, we close the database connection by calling client.close. Closing the connection is considered a good programming practice because it releases system resources and prevents unnecessary open connections to the database. Finally, after defining the function, we call the function run. So this statement starts the execution of the program. So without calling this function, none of the database operations will be performed because the function will only be defined but never it is executed. So after execution of this program, a document will be inserted in the MongoDB in the collection which we have mentioned.